I'd like to extend my warmest welcome to everyone who comes here on this beautiful, bright, sunny Southern California afternoon. The fact that you are willing to block your schedule and put off your busy weekend activities, your shopping trips, your precious time that you usually spend with your families, and come here to participate in this unique event. To me, you are most respectful. The fact that we have this encounter here and that you can come for various reasons. Maybe you are interested in understanding the meditation, or maybe you are interested in the group, the practice of this group, or maybe you are just a friend of the group that you have been here and you like to endorse our events. We really appreciate your being here. And as you know, the meditation is a very ancient practice. Back 5,000 years ago, on the Indus River, we have uncovered that some artifacts, ceramics, have people crossing their legs, sitting there. Did not write down what's that for, but we think they were meditating. And then, of course, 2,500 years ago, when Shakyamuni Buddha brought the meditation to his practice and get enlightened after he meditated for days and nights under the Mayan tree. And after that, meditation has been used at a different part of the world, different part of religions. Christian have the Days of Fathers group. They're using the meditation. I think that's on the 2nd century. And then you have Sufi Muslims. They also practice meditation. Meditation itself is actually beyond the religions. And so you should not, preclude if you have different religions, you have, or you are not even religious, that should not exclude you from practicing meditation. And in the meantime, meditation is also a very personal experience. And that's the reason that why you have today's event. These are the persons who have been practicing meditation, in particular chant meditation, with us in Southern California. And we have one person coming from the Northern California to share their personal journey, how the meditation practice has changed them from within, has transformed their lives. And it's a very personal experience. And I believe that every one of us will learn from their experience, will learn from their journey, because we are all taking the journey of ourselves, and we need a companionship. And this will provide the experience of our companions. So without saying too much, I'd like to just give you a brief ideas of today's sequence. We're going to start beginning with our meditation lineage, because, like I said, we are chant meditation. Chant meditation is very unique, and there are many ways we are different from other schools of meditation in our techniques, in our fundamentals, and also in our ultimate goal. So we will talk about the lineage, and then later on we will have 4 distinguished meditators. They will come here to the front and share with you about their own journey. And then we will have a small, short session that will lead you to experience the most fundamental techniques that we use in our meditation school. So this is a kind of short, brief introduction of today's 2-hour session here. And without further delay, I'd like to introduce our first speaker. Our first speaker is JM. We always call him JM, Jimmy. And Jimmy in English means diligent and wise. So we will have him to introduce our lineage. So let's have JM.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Is this mic working? Working, okay. Well, you all received the flyer as what we saw on the TV display. And we're talking about learning the benefits of Chan meditation. So, I wanted to take the opportunity to explain to you what is Chan meditation. And of course, we have to begin with the word Chan first. This is the galaxy. Ever since there is galaxy, there is Chan. What is Chan? Chan is the ultimate power, the ultimate creation, the ultimate wisdom of the universe. So what got that to do with us? You see, when you look at the word meditation, you'll say, oh, I benefit meditation, because I know my friend told me meditation helped me to improve my health, helped me to improve my mental capacity, give me peace. But that is a personal view. What I'm trying to bring to you is a universal view of Chan meditation. In other words, there is a much bigger purpose. There is a much bigger underlying theme. And all the technique that everything we share with you is based on this grand universal philosophy, shall I say, okay? But it's more than a philosophy. It's something you can feel. For instance, can you feel you're alive? Yes? No? You take a deep breath, you feel wonderful. Oh, I'm alive. Where is that coming from? That is from the universal life force. We have sunshine, give us energy. We have green trees and flowers to smell and trees to look at. And can you move? Can you feel the movement of the earth? You cannot, right? But imagine such a massive earth that's moving. How much power does it take to move that earth? Lots of power, agree? Lots of power to guide that earth around the sun. Right? And that is the power that sustains our life. And look at science. Science try to understand cancer, try to understand the galaxy, try to understand every little things of nature. But has science caught up with nature yet? As far as I know, 95% of our universe is dark energy and dark matter. And the science hasn't figured that out yet. What our humans have learned is only 4% of the universe. So, if you look at the universal wisdom, or the intricacies of every existence, you will know that there is something exciting, something mysterious, something grand for us to resonate with. And since we're all part of it, we're part of this universe, we have the same wisdom, We have the same energy. And how do we tap into that? How do we be able to live based on the universal purpose, based on the creation of God? And that is what this, galaxy is not something remote, far away in the sky, it doesn't concern us. We actually living in it. Every minute, every second, we are taking advantage. We are benefited from time. Does that make sense? Make sense? All right? So, in short, time means the universal life force, the power of creation, and the ultimate wisdom. But if you prefer, you can call that God. It's just a way of describing the energy, the life force, the wisdom that we live in every moment while we're on earth. Imagine how small Earth comparing to the whole galaxy. How small we are comparing to Earth. We are so insignificant. We are influenced by every element of the universe. But yet, most of us are driven by our ego. We are Superman. We can conquer nature. The idea is how to live in harmony in nature. Or in Christianity, we say, living according to the will of God. In harmony with nature. That is the whole key to be able to live a fulfilled life. Rick Warren said this. What's the purpose of my life? He wrote actually 2 books about that. And the answer is, ask your Creator. Whoever created us gave us a purpose. Each one of us have a slight different purpose. But until we tap into God's voice, tap into the universal wisdom and life force, we don't know. We would not have any idea. We're only driven by ego, by internal desires. What neighbors have, a BMW, I should have a BMW. Their son goes to Harvard, my son has to go to Harvard. And that's not for everybody. And we're not the same. And each of us has actually a more grand purpose. And it's all manifested by the universal life force. Would you agree? Can any one of us escape from nature? From our own energy inside? Right? So, where does all this talk came from? I want to share with you about our logo. Okay? Green means peace, means originality, means harmony, means the essence of everything. Yellow means the wisdom, the intricacies, the laws of the universe, the interdependence of everything. Red means goodness, kindness, love. Because deep down inside, we all have love. We all want to be loved. We all want to love others. A lot of times stops us from loving is because our mind, he doesn't deserve my love. So the essence of this whole practice is here. Purity, originality, harmony, peace, goodness, wisdom. And these 3 colors you actually will see if you meditate hard enough. You will see a green color. You will see a gold color. You will see a red color. If you be able to see these 3 colors, means you're pure enough. You resonate with the power of the universe. And some of our practitioners already saw that. Okay, so this is our logo. And this is the person who taught us everything. His name is Shakyamuni. If he were not born in India, if he was born in Israel, he may be called Jesus. If he were in, I don't know where Muhammad was born, but it's just a name. He is a prince, he's a human being, And based on what Brother Tracy introduced to you, he meditated for 7 years under the Bodhi tree and had become enlightened. He become one with the universe. He can manifest the universal power, the life force. He resonated with the wisdom, and he tried to teach everybody. He never wanted anybody to worship him. He just wanted everybody to be enlightened. Everybody to be one with the universe. Live according to the laws of the universe, according to the wisdom of the universe, and according to the purpose of our existence. And again, he's a human. He's not God, and we don't need to worship him, but we do need to follow his teachings and practice what he practiced. Same thing, there is a book called, it's a very short one called, I think it's called either Imagination or Cloning of Jesus Christ. In other words, instead of listening and obedient, we should walk what Jesus walked. That's what that thing is. I don't exactly remember the title, but you can Google that online. It's readily available. Same thing with Shakyamuni Buddha. We needed to walk what he walked. We experienced what he experienced. Then we'll know to the truth. That is 2,500 years ago. And after 85 generations, from patriarch to patriarch, we have reached to Master Wu Jie Miao Tian, who is our Sifu. He is an enlightened person. He has the same power as Shakyamuni. He has the same wisdom as the universe. And this is what our lineage is. What does he teach? He teaches that we all can be enlightened as long as we surpass the hindrance of our physical body, because if our body is sick, we cannot think clearly. We need to surpass the hindrance of mind. We continue to think and making judgment based on our past experience, our limited or not knowledge or habitual thinking. We won't be able to be enlightened because our mind blocks our spirit. And our spirit is the one that actually link up to the universe. It's not our physical self. It's not our mind. This is not a knowledge to be acquired. It is a resonance of energy. In other words, we clean up our internal energy, clean up our internal spirit so that we can resonate. So our Sifu teaches things very simple. We do not teach through words. Everything is resonating through the energy from heart to heart. That's why, correctly speaking, this school is called the Heart Time. It's a heart-to-heart transmission. It's a heart-to-heart practice. In other words, we don't have to say anything. You just quiet your mind. You can feel each other. Just like in love, you don't need to talk, just one glance, you can feel each other. And trust many of you have that experience. And same thing, we always know God loves us without condition. Always give us sunshine, give us water, give us air, so that we actually can live a fulfilled life. And all we have to do is quiet our greed, Don't want more. We just want enough to survive, to live a fulfilled life. And once we quiet our eagerness, wanting more, or our fear of insecurity, and just open our heart, and you can feel the love of God. You can feel the love of the universe. You can feel the love of your spouse, even though sometimes you don't like him or her, even though there are faults. But if we deep down inside and quiet our mind and judgment, we can feel. So same thing, when our teacher talks, we want to feel his energy. in addition to listen to his words. Does that make sense? Make sense? Yeah. So this practice got nothing to do with words. This is a heart-to-heart transmission. And if you're pure enough, you'll be able to receive the life force of the universe. So you won't get sick anymore, you'll be really smart, and be really happy. Make sense? All right, now, 30 years ago, that's how we began with kids. Then we have students. We have 52 university clubs in Taiwan. Each university have a Tan club with practice meditation. And we have 50 centers like this in Taiwan. Each one can hold a few hundred people. And this is one of our big assembly. Look at how many people are there. Everyone benefited from the practice. Everyone come in and try to experience oneself. An even bigger one. So we are a pretty big outfit, and our Sifu has so many followers because you can't help, you cannot escape from yourself. If you yourself feel, if you yourself connected, if you yourself resonate, you're part of the universe, you cannot get away from that. You know, many times we often think we are beyond, we are the greatest, we are everything, we're Superman, Superwomen, we can do everything. That is really, we call it the ego trip. How to recognize who we truly are is the essence of this practice. In touch with the true self, with the original I who were brought to this earth for a temporary experience. As you know, when we were created, we meant to live forever, but that is our spirit. Our physical body is a temporary existence on earth. That's why we have all these assignments, all this homework passed to us to prepare our spirit so that we can live in eternity in heaven or in Buddha land. And these are evidence. All these pictures are evidence. Why there are so many people practice on a daily basis and try to surpass our ego, surpass our habits, surpass our habitual judgment or small mind thinking, as Charlotte would call it. We have 5 meditation centers in the United States. They all look primarily the same. This is the San Jose, and this is Walnut, and we have other pictures have not been uploaded here, but you can tell they all basically look the same. And we have retreats every year, and where we meet each other and share our experiences, because most of us are incomplete by nature. We wanted to learn from each other so that we can continue to surpass our ego, surpass our personalities, surpass our wrongdoings, so that we live a more content life. And then why do I come back to this picture again? Because if you look at it, the center is the earth. And the earth is covered with the universal light. In other words, it is always there. The power of creation, the power of wisdom, and the power of life force is always there. And our teacher always tells us we wanted to turn the entire earth into a harmonious, friendly, cordial, peaceful place. The only way we can do that, to get rid of discrimination, get rid of war, get rid of hunger, is if everybody meditates. Only when we can take care of ourselves first, then we can take care of our loved ones. We need to be whole and complete without internal struggles. Then we can be able to help others. Otherwise, most of our actions and motives become self-serving, and that's the wrong way to live. That's not God's purpose. So at the end of the day, I wanted to conclude by saying, it sounds grand, but actually the practice is very simple. Just sit quietly 15 minutes a day, and you will experience the difference. And like our teacher always say, don't take my word for it. You practice, and you shall witness. As simple as that. And several of our people over 10 years been practicing. And I myself been doing this for 12 years. And I assure you, every quarter, every 2-3 months, I experience something new. It may look boring sitting there, but actually no. You've experienced your physical self, you experience your mental attitude changes, you experience spiritual experiences. It was just never boring. So I encourage everyone to be able to follow this practice. 15 minutes a day, on a daily basis, you will experience something wonderful. Okay? And thank you for your
Thank you, James. The book is called The Imitation of God, I believe. That's the book that James was referring to. Have you watched the Life of Pi? Mm-hmm. Some of you may have. And in that book, if you haven't read that book, actually they have a reference to that, The Imitation of God. The next session is, we're going to start the sharing part. And sharing part is very important because this is representing personal journey. No matter what our Shifu or any enlightened being tell you, hey, this is what you're gonna become, and this is what you will be liberated. If you don't do it, then you will never have the same experience that any enlightened person tell you that you should experience. So it's our personal experience is the most precious and most important. And also the personal experience also representing the companionship. Because this journey, although it's personal, you also need a lot of encouragement. So let me just change this. So the next speaker I'm going to introduce Jue Miao Lian, the 4 words, yeah. And she is a caretaker of 3 young boys and a big boy. You know who the big boy is, right? She loves playing the Chinese bamboo flute and xiao. Does anyone know what xiao is? Xiao is the, could I say like Chinese clarinet? I don't know. And then she also enjoyed walking along the Woodbridge Lake in Irvine. She joined the Harchen family on September 21st, 2008. And later, devoting herself to this practice after taking refuge in our Shifu on October 1st, 2012. And what she wants to share with us in one sentence is that everything with a form is like a dream. Like a dew in the morning, or like like a lightning. That is how we should view this world. So let's welcome 觉妙妙爷。
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Jonathan, and my Dharma name is 觉妙妙莲. It's my great honor to be here to share my heart chant practice experience with you. So first, please allow me to say hello to my 师父. 师父早安. I believe that it must mean something, that my birthday was the same day that Guanyin Bodhisattva became a monk. There is definitely a strong connection between myself and my Shifu, the 85th Chan Patriarch Wu Jue Miao Tian. I would never forget the first day when I went to Diamond Bar, Heritage Park, and that day my life changed completely. That day, I took my 3 sons to play at Heritage Park, and there I saw Heart Chant meditation banner. That's how I began Heart Chant practice. The first time I met Shifu in person was right after the 2010 Chinese New Year. The day after Shifu gave a lecture to Chan practitioners in Los Angeles, I called out Shifu in the deep from my heart, and Shifu answered and came to my house. When Shifu came to my home, he was accompanied by brother Jimmy and sister Emily, just like a newly married daughter. I just came down. I cannot help myself and just speak something about my daily life and my thoughts. And Shifu just like a kind father, and patiently listening to my complaining. And suddenly, I noticed that Shifu's eyes was as deep as the ocean. One moment, blue like aquamarine. Next moment, they were red like rubies. Oh my goodness, I was totally shocked. If I hadn't had experience by my own eyes, I would never have believed it. More amazingly, next morning, I realized that all the flowers in my garden blossomed. I took a set of pictures to share with fellow practitioners. Everyone was amazed by this. In October 2011, I was lucky enough to pay a visit to our spiritual home, Taiwan, with Brother Jimmy. That day, when I was waiting in the VIP room to see Shifu, I saw my Dharma robe for the first time. That moment, when I opened my Dharma robe, I could not help myself. Tears just came down without stopping. And then, when I saw Shifu, I felt like a long-lost daughter, that finally I found my father. Without thinking, I opened my arms and hugged Shifu. And Shifu hugged me back with loving kindness. And later, I said to Shifu straight, Shifu, I want to take refuge in you. Shifu said, all right, just like that. Shifu blessed me and opened my spiritual gateway and took me in. I felt a very warm, gentle light surrounding me. More amazingly, the next morning, when I meditated, I sat for more 1 hour. It felt like just a few minutes. That's the first time for me to experience transcending the space and time and entered an amazing, inconceivable state. It's fully surrounded by the ocean of light. In February 2011, my dad had become very sick in China and fell into very deep coma with high fever. The doctor should perform an operation to my dad without much confidence and informing my family to prepare for the worst. I wasn't in the United States during that time. There was no way for me to pay back in China. All I can do is taking meditation, focusing on 明色脉轮, and asking for Shifu's blessing and help. Let me explain. 明色脉轮 is our main energy switch in our body. There is a connection between our parents. When we focus on 明色脉轮, our parents can benefit. And this is the best way for us to repay our parents. So that day, I prayed in my heart, Dad, please wake up. I haven't had a chance to explain your spiritual journey. I haven't had a chance to show you Shifu's DVD. 2 days later, my dad woke up. It's a miracle. But I know all of those just from Shifu's blessing, and without Shifu's blessing, my dad could not pull through. I'm grateful deeply to Shifu. I did a meditation of gratitude to thank Shifu. It's such a powerful meditation. When I fully focused on my 全心脉轮, the energy there broke through invisible barrier from top to bottom, pushing through my whole body and connecting my whole nervous system. And then my body was full of electricity. And then reaching my finger toes and my fingertips and my toes, and my body entered a realm of emptiness, and my body disappeared, and my mind stopped. And then I believe that without Shifu's blessing, I could never experience that. After finished meditation, after 1 hour, it felt like just a couple of minutes, and my body was soft, not feeling pain or soreness. My body felt light and very comfortable. Before I started practice Chan, although I was living in a very large house, drove Porsche Turbo 911, I never felt true happiness in my heart. And I had a trap of 10 years relationship issues. For those 10 years relationship, and for those 10 years, I never had a good night of sleep. Constant agonies. I was living in hell. After taking meditation, and Shifu turned on my light and making me understand the bigger one's heart capacity is, the broader one's life can be. In other words, love brings kindness, kindness brings happiness, happiness brings beauty. I truly believe that without Shifu's purification power, I would never have broke away from this trap of 10 years relationship issues. Shifu gave me a new After starting to practice Chan, I truly understand. Everything with a form is like a dream, like dew in the morning or lightning in the thunder. That's how we should view this world. The worldly things I care about in the past was impermanent. Even like fortune, as fame, or relationship, or social status, one day it will disappear. And through these sufferings, let me reach enlightenment. Now I totally understood all the sufferings in the past are my fortune, bringing me to Shifu. Now I totally understood. The life is precious. An enlightened Shifu is precious. And the right Chan is precious. So this is why I really cherish this opportunity very, very much. Shifu looks like an ordinary man, not very different from you and me, but in my heart, he's such a grace and a treasure. Shifu had taught us hard Chan, and it's like a treasure in this world. It's a diamond among all the spiritual practice. Even the biggest diamond in this world, such as the British Queen's Crown, cannot compare to this practice, because this practice is precious. Once we open our heart, and we will find a treasure in our hearts. What Shifu has given me, I would never pay back, no matter what I do. So this is why I only can do just share Shifu's light and love to everybody. And I only hope everyone can benefit from this Chan practice just like I did. So every day, I just reflect on how to promote Heart Chan. Just like Shifu, when Shifu gave me this Dharma name in Taiwan, I received the message in that moment that it is my lifelong duty and my direction to promote Heart Chan. And so this is why I search for a location to establish Irwan Chan Center. And just hope everyone can benefit from this Heart Chan, just like I did. I still remember 28 November 2012, and that day I stood under the full moon and Lotus Diamond Mudra. Suddenly, my body was hit by currents of electricity. I prayed under the moon. Dear sincere, the moon godly, I'm Miao Tian Shifu's disciple Miao Lian. Here I'd like to make a vow to promote Heart Chan practice. I want to establish a Irwan Chan Center. Please help my Shifu to turn the world into a paradise. And then I just hands in Diamond Lodra. I close my eyes. Suddenly, a small golden ball rotating through my Dharma eye. And then, surrounding the small golden ball, tricolor lights appeared. I was so curious. I opened my eyes and I saw two big, very large and perfect tricolor surround the moon in the sky. I was so grateful. tears filled my eyes. Dear sincere, the moon godly, you heard my prayer, and you saw this tricolor to encourage me. I believe that I will find the Chan Center soon, once we are ready. The Chan Center will be found. Here, I'd like to announce some good news. We have found the Chan Center in Iran. It's alongside the very famous Woodbridge Lake. The energy there is perfect. So welcome and join us. We will work hard together, walking along through this spiritual path together with Shifu. Let's devote our whole life to turn this world into a paradise. Thank you so much.
Thank you. As you have heard from our sister Million about the moon. Moon is an energy that we use a lot in our practice. The meditation is a technique that we use. If somebody in the darkness asks me, where is the moon? I will raise my hand and point to the moon and show him the direction that he can see to find the moon. And meditation to us is a technique that we use, we practice every day. Because that's the direction that you can lead you to your moon, to everyone's moon. I'd like to introduce our next distinguished speaker, Jue Miao Guangming. Guangming means wide, widely, wise. And Guangming is a software engineer, and guess what? Of course, software engineer, you have to work at Google, right? And he has practiced Chan meditation since 2005, and his motto is to the end. So let's welcome Jue Miao Guangming.
Ladies and gentlemen, and brothers and sisters, it's my honor to be here to have this chance to share my personal experience of practicing Chan. And my name is Jue Miao Guangming. So I've been practicing Chan since 2005, September. And at that time, I was still a PhD student at USC. And one afternoon, I saw an email announcement that there is a meditation class on the campus. And since I was a very young kid, I was always curious about meditation, about the Qi, about all those ancient arts. And so I decided to give it a try. So I went to the class, and when I was there, I saw the two teachers, Brother You Rong and Sister Yiping. I liked them immediately because they looked so calm and so kind, and they have a very genuine smile. And when I sit down and meditate with them, my body feels very comfortable, feel very relaxed. So does my mind. And I went there again and again. So after a few weeks, I began to feel energy within my body, and I was amazed. So I just kept doing it. And very soon, more than a year have passed, and I was doing meditation on and off. I tried to do it most of the day, but sometimes I was busy, and sometimes I want to watch a movie or had a party to go, so I skipped a few days, but that's okay. And then in 2007, I think it's in May, then I was in UC Santa Barbara participating our annual retreat in North America. So about 60 to 70 of us was there meditating together. And it's the second day afternoon. I was watching a movie with everyone else. We already finished the day's program, so I was very relaxed and just sit there, enjoy the movie. And just by accident, I turned my head, and suddenly I was eye to eye with Shifu's portrait on the wall. And right at that moment, there was a voice comes from within my heart. It says, Shifu, I finally found you. And that's the moment of clarity in my life. Because although my body didn't move at all, but I see clearly at that moment that I formed Diamond Lotus Mudra. I make a bow to Shifu and said that to him, Shifu, I finally found you. And mysteriously, I didn't see, but I felt he smiled at me and he bowed back with so much compassion and so humble. And then a ring of tears just came out of my eyes. It's very embarrassing, but I couldn't help it. And I cried for many, many hours. Until midnight, finally the tears stopped. And then I felt in my heart very calm, very peaceful, very comfortable, and very compassionate. And at that moment, I see nothing negative in this world, in everyone else around me. I only see positive things. And I'm finally at peace with myself and with everyone else around me, and also finally at peace with this world. So this is definitely a moment of clarity in my life and also in my practice. Before, I was very dedicated to practicing Chan, although I skipped from time to time, but I made an effort in doing it. But it's just one of the important hobbies in my life, and I had passions for many, many hobbies. But after that, Chan practice became the highest priority in my life. And I'm truly grateful that I get to experience that moment, and then I understand I was seeking for a spiritual practice, even without knowing it. And I'm grateful that Shifu finally let me understand my journey in this life. After that moment, whenever I'm peaceful and I'm calm, then many times I can feel the messages, the signals come from within, come from my own heart. And I will have this warm feeling. And that moment, at those moments, I constantly reminded myself that I need to be more diligent in my practice, and I need to spend more time helping others, and be more tolerant, be more understanding toward other people. And I consider myself a very lucky person because I grew up in a family full of love. And when I was a young kid, I always had trouble falling asleep. Not because I'm afraid of the darkness, of the monsters hidden in the closet, but I always, when my parents turn off the light and it's dark, and I always felt that the love is so good, the relationship, the parents, I love them so much, but I felt all the good things ultimately will come to an end. And I can feel, although I was a young kid, but I can felt the end was coming. And that always put me into tears, and I always fell asleep with tears in my eyes. And then I grew older and I went to school. I get busier and busier, and finally I grew out of that stage. But in 2007, when I was busy doing my PhD thesis, prepare for my final defense, my dad diagnosed with prostate cancer. And after the operation, they did a test. It's level 9. And the level 10 was the worst case. So it's pretty bad. But I was so busy. I was very busy with my thesis and everything. And my parents kept the bad news from me. So only after a few years, then my aunt finally told me the truth. And I understood that what my dad just went through. So one day last year, I called my dad, and he told me that he just did another blood work, and the results just came back, and his situation just got much worse. And when I hung up the phone, my heart feels so heavy and dark, and it's just like someone put a very cold stone in my heart. And that day I went to the work, and I went to lunch with my colleagues. And I tried to keep everything within me, try not to show it, but I failed because one of my colleagues, he asked me during lunch, like, Mo, what's wrong with you? Why do you look so heavy today? And that night, I dragged myself to the San Jose Chan Center because we had a class there. And I sat down, I tried very hard to concentrate, to let go of my worries, of my bad feelings. I tried very hard to concentrate, but I failed miserably. Because constantly my thoughts came back to my dad's situation, to how helpless I am to his situation. And I don't know how much time has passed, but suddenly a golden light come from up the sky and hit my top of my head and then enter my heart. It lasts for a few seconds, and a few seconds later the light was gone. So was the dark feeling in my heart. The cold stone in my heart also disappeared together with the golden light. And after that, I'm still very much care about my father, and I did my best. I'm still doing my best, try to help him in his situation. But I'm no longer trapped in the situation, no longer worried, or no longer felt the heart was attached to the situation. And then luckily with medicines and with nutrition supplements and with lifestyle change and also with doing meditation, my dad's situation was under good control right now. And this, I think from that experience, I understood that I felt in person that how dark and how helpless it is when someone you loved are in pain, are in danger, that you cannot help them. And I experienced that deeply in my heart. Lucky for me, Shifu used his light to help me to go through this and teach me how to learn to detach and to learn how to handle things with a peaceful heart and mind. But there are so many people who are suffering from cancer or any other types of terminal diseases. And so many of their families who's just feeling like me, in pain and helpless. So I hope that they will also have a chance to learn that practicing Chan, and they can have comfort, they can have peace in their heart when dealing with all kind of difficult situations in their life. The thing that I'm most grateful to Shifu is how he changed my view to life and to this world and to the universe. He never asked or demanded anything from me, and I just practiced with him. But after a few years, now I look back at myself, I'm totally changed, a totally different person. when I was younger, I'm very ambitious young person. I had a lot of dreams. I want to one day to have a beautiful Spanish style big house in a great neighborhood, and have a beautiful car, and have a successful career, and a lot of hobbies. I want to travel the world. I want to visit many, many places, do many, many things. I have a lot of desires, and I did a lot of things. I was a happy person, but the happiness was very shallow. For example, I won some competition, and I was happy for a day. And I saw a good movie, I was happy for a few hours. And sometimes just heard a joke from a friend, I could be happy for a few minutes. But then the happiness would be gone, and I need to do something else to find happiness in my heart. And all those happiness are on the surface, they are so shallow, and they didn't last. But after practicing Chan, the happiness from within, it's conditional, it's unconditional, and it's very profound. And only those who experienced those happiness will understand how precious it is. And I'm very grateful that Shifu gave me the opportunity to experience the wonder of Chan practice. And I take it as my lifelong duty to make this practice, to bring this practice to more people, so many more people can benefit and experience the same magic as I did. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Sufferings. Sufferings is a big topic preached by Shakyamuni Buddha, talking about, of course, normal sufferings or is pain, okay? When I said I'm sore, that's pain. That's very common sufferings. Or you lost something, that's sufferings. But even the thing that you love, knowing that you will not have them, your loved one, you will not have them together with you forever. In the end, you still have to go through that kind of suffering. So the liberation of suffering is a key lesson that everyone has to surpass. For all the meditators, we know that meditation is one important step for us to create that detachment, the ability that you know that you can detach from the desires that bothering us. But the detachment is not drop everything and then run into the mountains. Instead, is you have to create a bigger love so that you are not confined by your own self little love. Next, I'd like to introduce our speaker, Crystal Liao. Crystal is a certified biofeedback specialist. She got an MBA degree, and she loves to study, I need to pronounce this word right, yeah, naturopathy. Naturopathy. And holistic well-being. Apologize for that. And she also enjoys reading, hiking, cooking, and as simple as meeting people. She has been a champ meditation practitioner for 1 year and 4 months. And she believes that giving brings more blessings than receiving. Let's welcome Crystal.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Krista Liao, and I have been practicing the Chan meditation for more than 1 year. It is my honor to be here to share with you today that how the Chan meditation had helped me finding my true nature and the purpose of my life. I used to be very confused about my life. I remember when I was 5 years old, my family lived in a school. That school was surrounded by many villages and graves. And the funeral procession passed by the school almost every weekend. I was very afraid of seeing those sorrowful people cry so badly for their relative that lying in the coffin. It made me feel so helpless and hopeless. I began to wonder if the life itself, by the end of the day, is to die. Why did my mother bring me to this world? Why do I still need to eat every day to grow up? This question kept bothering me for many years. No matter how much money did I have and how lucky I was later on in my life. With the confusion, I became a Christian in year 2000. I went to the church to praise God every week and read the Bible every day. I was often touching and moving by Lord Jesus' love, compassion, and forgiveness. I believe Lord Jesus is the light of the world. Whoever follows him will have the light of life to go to the heaven. I was so eager to follow Jesus. But at that time, I couldn't understand very well the Bible to figure out a practical way to find Jesus. I felt that Jesus' light was so far away from me. I do not know how to connect to it. So my life did not change that much during those years. Then, in order to make myself happy and healthy, in year 2005, I began to study quantum medicine, one of the naturopathy. And I spent about $30,000 to purchase a quantum device. And I used the device to do the physical exam for myself, and also test many kinds of foods, nutrition, the energy frequency, to customize sets of the healthy food to eat every day. I thought that way would help me find a happy and healthy way to live. But later on, I found out I was wrong. The machine often told me that the food poisoning inside of my body was too high, and my immune system was very, very low. And I had very poor circulation and sugar regulation too. And also the machine told me this problem were from the mental factor, such as unhappiness and high stress. So I realized the way of material and high knowledge couldn't solve my spiritual problem. I then switched to try many kinds of mental related practice, such as the yoga meditation Reiki meditation from Japan, and also the music therapy, etc. But unfortunately, it didn't work for me either. Then I felt more depressing until the day of October 28, year 2011. I met Brother Jingming and Sister Marilyn in Irvine. The first day I went to the meditation class, I was very impressed by their kindness and the way of the Chan sitting. Starting from that day, I attended all the classes they offered and practiced at home every day. And I was so surprised to find out I could see the lights with eyes closed. And after 1 week, my sleeping was much better, and I was much more happier. And in about 1 month, all of my chakra, the myelin, started to respond. I could see more and more lights and feel more energy flew into my body from above the head. That was a miracle for me. And I asked Brother Jimmy why. And Brother Jimmy told me that was the universal energy from our Shifu. Because our Shifu is the enlightened master who can transfer the universal energy to us. I was so happy to hear that. I told myself, I finally found an enlightened master on the earth in this lifetime. That made me feel my life is full of hope and so meaningful. Then my depression totally gone up because of the Chan meditation. And recently, I read the Bible again. I find out the Bible is not that difficult to understand anymore. And Jesus' light actually is not that far away from us. Jesus is always here as soon as we can connect to his light, as soon as we have a pure heart. I've been changed a lot since the Chan practice. It used to be very hard for me to get up before 9 o'clock in the morning. But now, I can't wait to get out of my bed every morning as soon as the sun rises. I used to worry a lot about my family, my business, and my son. But now, no matter what happens, I will not easily distracted by those symptoms anymore. I can always see the cause and effect behind the issue, and then very easily for me to solve the problem. For me right now, my Shifu, just like Jesus, I see my Shifu as my spiritual father. So on the Christmas Day's morning, I pray to Jesus in my sitting Chan room. I thank Lord Jesus for bringing hope to us by sacrificing his life and blood. I then put on my hands together, deeply bow to my Shifu. I thank my Shifu being so compassionate and brave, just like Jesus. and spending his whole life to teach and guide us to practice Ha-Chan, helping thousands and millions of lost lambs like me finding the way home. I'm so grateful that I can follow my Shifu to practice Ha-Chan in this life. I hope more and more people come and join us. We practice together. We get enlightened together because we are spiritual beings. Our purpose of life here is to purify our mind and body to get enlightened. So I really hope many people can come and join us. We work together, we practice together, and turn this world into a paradise. Thank you.
Sorry, I wasn't fast enough to stop it now. Very touching. Thank you again. I'd like to move on to the next speaker. This is Shiloh Cho. Shiloh is a business development professional. She loves yoga. She's a certified yoga teacher as well. She loves yoga, she loves riding, and beach biking. And her first meditation experience was in 2005, and 2 years later she found us and started Chan meditation with us, and since then committed to Chan meditation. And she said, I'd rather take the risk doing something that I may regret, rather than regret it later that I never did it when I died. So let's welcome Shiloh.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shiloh Cho. From my mother, you could tell I'm a high-risk taker. This is my 7th year practicing Chan meditation. I'm a Christian. I became a born-again Christian when I was 19. And I have been seeking spiritual growth for many, many years. And when I went to Christ College in Taiwan, and I planned to become a missionary. And I was on the quest of spiritual growth. But I stopped going to church for several years because I was not able to find the spiritual growth within church, because church became a form to me. And I was on the quest on my own. In 2005, I ran into a book by Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, who is a mainstream spiritual leader. The book is called The Power of Intention at Costco. It's one of the best sellers. On the book cover, it says, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. I was totally intrigued by that, and I bought the book, and I read it I finished the book in about 2 days, and I found I really need to start meditation. And I started meditating on my own, with the music, with the Tibetan chanting, CD. I even had an out-of-the-body experience. I was a little bit scared by that. So I practiced meditation on my own for 2 years without any guidance, but I still didn't find my spiritual growth. I felt it was good, I felt good about myself, I felt calm, I felt happiness, but I reached a plateau. I felt I couldn't reach any further to that spiritual realm that I was seeking. So I started this quest for meditation teacher, because I know then I need guidance. I need the guidance of an enlightened master. So I went to Deepak Chopra's a fancy meditation resort in San Diego. I went to see an Indian guru. I went to Japanese temple, all around us. But all these places I went to, it feels like these are forms or religion, or even try to make more money out of me. So I even went back to church to see if I could find that spiritual connection. And then one day in 2006, I discovered Chan in the parking lot by a completely stranger. And I went into the Chan Center immediately, and I don't know how, I felt a connection. Even though at that time I had a doubt, is this a Buddhist practice? Because Chan meditations, because I know Chinese, and Chan meditation sounds like Buddhist. I was not sure, but I practiced, it just felt I was in the right place. A few months later, the first time I saw our master through the DVD, and it was in Walnut in Brother Tracy's home. We watched the DVD, and the moment I saw the master, I couldn't help. The tears just rolled down on my face, and I know I don't cry easily, but the tears just came down my face, and I felt there's a warm stream of warmness flowing through my heart. And later, I smelled this strong aroma of incense. It was so strong. Actually, I was sitting behind Tracy. I sniffed at him. I said, "Did you wear cologne today?" Because it smells so strong. It's just unbelievable. At that time, I know that I had a connection with our master. And I consider myself very fortunate and blessed that I was able to meet with our master in Taiwan. We had dinner together. I was expecting, I said, gee, this is a master. I was expecting he would say something that would rock my world. And I was thinking maybe the heaven will open, it was, all kinds of things. But when I saw the master, the first impression I got of him is that he was so humble. And he didn't say anything that would set the world on fire. All he talked about, which is the fundamental breathing technique about chakra. Everything that he has talked about, that's what he teaches. And my impression is that he was so sincere, and he is so passionate about what he teaches. Passion is not really the right word, but that he is what he teaches. And also, he is like a mirror. When I sit in front of him, I see myself. I see my own greed. I see just like a big lump of dirt in front of him. But he passes no judgment. I just feel his loving kindness. And he is so human. He likes ice cream. After dinner, he would take us out to ice cream. He liked red bean ice cream. And he used to eat ice cream. I was standing next to him, just watching him. And then I was reminded this verse in the Bible that in order to go to heaven, you have to be like a child. And that's what the master is to me. His heart, his being, his presence, his existence is like a child. About 6 months into my practice, a friend called me, and she knows me very well. She said, "Have you done something lately? You are different. You are happy. You sound happy. You are different." Then I realized there is a slow transformation going on within me that I didn't realize. I feel this transformation that I'm happy, I'm calm. I was not defensive or as argumentative before. And my egos, the size of my ego has reduced. And I also have noticed the big difference is I have a deeper connection with God. That when I go to church, I get a message. I feel before I understand God through my logic, through my reasoning, through my judgment. It's knowing, it's knowledge. But after the Chan practice, after Chan meditation, I came to know God through my heart. And that is where God resides. And I would like to use an analogy. It feels like I have been wearing the glasses that have been dusted for many years. But after I practice Chan meditation, it's like my glasses have been wiped clean. I see God clearly, and I see the world more clearly, and I'm able to connect with people more without fear because my heart is open, and because of the practice, and because of the let go of the ego. Many people ask me, so, are you a Christian? Are you a Buddhist? You know, I can be a Christian, I'm a Christian. I can be a Buddhist, I'm a Buddhist. It does not matter. These are just forms, these are just labels, these are just names. They are not important. What's important is that I have a true connection with the universal life force. You call it Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Godmother, it doesn't matter. That is where the Creator is. That's where the universal life force, I have that connection. So it does not matter. The truth of the matter is that there in either Christianity or Buddhism, there are many conflicting doctrines. You know, there are many differences in the doctrines, but the core of these religions or the religions are similar. For example, there's the light. Whenever we talk about enlightenment or the connection, there is the light. There's the Trinity, the different three bodies of Buddha. And in Buddhism, there is karma. That is the same as the original sin in Christianity. And then there's a gratitude. There's lots of similarity, and then when it comes down to the core of this practice or religion. So it really does not matter. And when I am on my spiritual journey, I'm connected and I'm guided by enlightened beings, by the enlightened master. I believe Jesus is an enlightened being. He came down to the earth to teach people, to take people to heaven, the same as our master came down to the earth to ferry people to Buddha land. Chan practice, Chan meditation is not within this meditation center. It's in every moment in your life. I want to share how I experienced and witnessed Chan and heart-to-heart connection at the workplace. I'm a business manager of a company, and you may not know the name of my company, but 1 out of every 4 households uses products in the kitchen or on the dining table of my company. And we have a customer in Florida, and it's a big company in Florida. And for about 10 years, I was new with this company. And when I took over this account, I was told that this customer was unhappy with my company for 10 years because something that happened 10 years ago. So the vice president of the company refused to come to our trade show booth. He would walk back past our booth and would not stop in. He would refuse to see anybody from our company when we go make a sales call. And when I went to see him, and I was introduced to him in the hallway. He didn't know who I was, but when he heard I was from the company, he gave me this angry and dirty look. And you are from Gibson. I don't want to have anything to do with you. And later, after my meeting, the manager thought that she would like to introduce me to that person, to the VP of the person. And so and then my rep was really concerned. He said, "Oh my God, I think he's going to yell at you, because he was very angry." And so I said, well, "That's okay, I just go in." And I was sitting there, and he started just complaining about what happened 10 years ago, how he was wronged, company disrespected him. I was sitting there for 5 minutes. I did not say a word, but my heart was open. I was extending the compassion and understanding to him without a word, because what I see is I see his heart, that he was wounded. He really felt disrespected because he trusted the company, but he felt betrayed, and offered no apologies, no explanations, no promises. I said nothing. I was just standing there, heart to heart. And after that, after he finished, he just looked at me. And then he said to me, he said, "You understand me?" I didn't say a word. And then he said, "You understand me?" And then I just, explained and told him how I would practice, the business, just very briefly for less than a minute. And then he said, "You know what, Shiloh, when I come to Chicago, I'm coming to your booth." For 10 years, that was the moment that he said, because I extend that empathy and the compassion through my heart without words, he felt it. So that was the moment, a Chan moment. And secondly, at work, there was the job was very, very stressful, and for me, there was a big conflict between me and the president of the company. That it was a very serious conflict, and then he felt he needed to call a mediation meeting between me and him so we understand each other more. So he had a VP of the HR person and another VP, the four of us sitting in the conference room trying to understand each other's position. And this is the biggest challenge and the test for my practice after 5 years. And I walked in, with a very calm heart, an open heart, not afraid. And to make a long story short, after about 1 hour's meeting, we walked out shaking hands, understanding each other, and everybody was happy. And then went back to my office, and the VP of HR came into my office. He said to me, he said, "Shiloh, I'm so impressed with how you react to that meeting, that how you handle criticism. You were not defensive." He said, I've gone through this kind of meeting many times. Most people would defend themselves. We argue with the boss, but you did not. But you were open. You were calm. And then he said, I had a portrait of our master, like the same one, in my office. Then he looked at our master's portrait. I said, "I don't know who your master is, but I know that he has taught you very well. Because what you did in that meeting, I know it comes from him." I didn't tell him much about our master, but he sees it. He experienced it. I know that I'm on the right path of my spiritual practice after so many years of searching. And I'm experiencing every day. And there's no accident that you are here, that we're all here in one room. And I hope you will discover Chan, and then also you will be on the path of your journey as well. Thank you.
That's a great sharing. I learned a few things. I think by the way, this is my analogy. This is my words here. Okay. I think a master is very important, particularly in this meditation path, this journey here, because a master, to me, is like a lighthouse in front of you. Meditation is like the Hummer you have. If you meditate with a few CDs, or just go to YouTube and download a few lessons and just meditate that, is like you're driving the Hummer and then just going, you don't know where you're going to end up without the presence of the lighthouse. So it is very important that we have to follow an enlightened master and then meditate, understanding where you're going to end up to be. So that's why we are here. And the second thing I also learned from Charlotte is that our master is very fun to be with. And because he said meditation, even though when you sit there for a long time you might feel soreness, but meditation, once you get the hang of it, is fun. That's what he said. It's very fun. You guys miss the fun. So now we should experience the fun, okay? I think it's time for some experience here. I'm gonna pass the microphone to JM again. And JM has been teaching at various places, Irvine, Tustin, and also here. He has classes, and he's gonna give a little bit tricks so that you can bring home with you.
Good afternoon again. Would you like to feel God? Yes? Yes? Would you like to feel Buddha? Yes? Please stand up. It's time to wake up. It's time to be alert. It's time to be sensitive. It's time to feel. And it's time to feel that you're alive. It's time to feel that you're calm. It's time to feel that you're happy. It's time to feel you are content. And you are whole. You are part of the universe. So we're going to do this standing up. Because we've been sitting down too long, and I'm afraid some of you may be falling asleep. So the idea is to do belly breathing. Okay? Now, if those of you have taken singing lessons, what we do in singing is put our hands in front of our stomach. And then you breathe through the belly. In other words, when you inhale, the belly goes out. When you exhale, the belly goes in. Okay? It's simple as that. And if you cannot do that, just practice. Eventually you'll be do that, because all babies, when they were first born, breathe like that. If you watch, the little babies always breathe with their belly. So we're going to be a little baby again, because as one of our practitioners said, to be a baby is the only way to go to heaven. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to put your hands in front of your belly. Close your eyes, all right? And then lower your head, humble ourselves to receive the blessing of God. And then inhale very, very, very slowly. And inhale a little bit at a time, continuously. And then exhale at the same speed. The key words to belly breathing is SSDL. Slow, silent, deep, and long. Once you're fully inhaled, you want to pause for 3 to 5 seconds. And then exhale. Take time for the oxygen to be exchanged, to nourish your feeling. As you inhale, you should feel the same time there are energy coming through you, through your top of your head. You may even find that your whole skin is breathing. Your whole being is breathing. And that is the universal qi. Breathing, every breath is the life force from the universe. Every breath gives us energy, gives us life, gives us wisdom. As we continue to breathe, we wanted to slowly turn our breathing from a conscious breathing into minimum breathing. Just notice the rise and fall of your belly. Just focus on the rise and the fall of your belly. Enjoy the sensation of breathing. Feel that you are alive. Feel that you are in peace. Feel that you are content, whether you have or have not. You be or be not. And each moment and each breath, treasure. You may open your eyes. Sit down. Anybody feel peace and calm? This kind of peace and calm lasts about 48 hours. And if you practice every day, you will accumulate the peace and calm. And if you don't, after 48 hours, you're back to normal. So the idea is to do this every day, same time, same place. We did about 10 minutes. And if you do 15 minutes a day, you maintain this peace and calm throughout your everyday life. You'll be able to achieve what most of our presenters experience. And we also, in addition to this basic fundamental belly breathing, we have 10 chakras and 3 energy channels. We will teach you one every month because it takes time for you to be able to connect to your internal chakras. Chakras are really hormonal glands. All immune system dysfunction are caused by a hormonal imbalance. So this practice helps you to rejuvenate your hormones and get your health out of the way, and then you'll be able to conquer your mind. Then you'll be able to elevate your spirit. Once your spirit on a high level, none of these earthly matters will bother you anymore because you will learn, you will realize, you will witness who you truly are, because each one of us is an enlightened being. Just need to be discovered. Okay, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
Okay, it's near the end of the program, and how do you like the experience you just had about 10 minutes? Did you get that serenity, the calmness? If you practice more, you probably can get content and even happiness afterwards, and you don't want to stop. So, just give you a taste of it. I like to. At the end of this program, I'd like to make a few announcements. First, I'd like to let everyone know that this event is broadcast. So there are many people that are not here, but they are around the world. They're also watching the event as well. And in the U.S., across the U.S., we have quite a few locations. So if you have friends in different parts of this country, they want meditation, we have a lot of locations that may be able to serve them. And I think we have a D.C., we have a new Chin Center over there. Texas, I think we have a family location. In California, we have a Northern California with quite a few locations. We have, I think we have a Berkeley, we have a Monterey Bay, and we have San Jose, of course. And I'd like to, the person who's in charge of San Jose Chin Center is turned out to be here, and that is our Jimiao Guangmi. So if you have anyone happen to live in the Bay Area and they are interested in practicing meditation, you can refer them to our San Jose Center. The information will be available later in the back. And then, of course, in the meantime, in the Southern California, the place we here, the location here is serving the community centered around Walnut. In the meantime, we also have, important thing is, as you have heard, that in Irvine we have a new center, and the person in charge of the center is here, is our Miao Lin Sijie. So same thing, the information about Irvine Center will be available in the back. And the last thing, but it's also turned to be very important, most important thing is, I'm talking about a master, is the lighthouse. And you cannot drive the Hummer without having a lighthouse inside. If you don't see the direction, you're going to end up with somewhere in the forest, in the darkness. Okay? And the lighthouse is giving light. So under the light, there's nothing, no darkness can hide. And our lighthouse is going to give classes starting in March. This is a very unusual, I guess, is a very unusual opportunity. So some of you already signed up. If you have not signed up, I do encourage you. This is a chance of a lifetime. Starting, the way it's done is our master will give a class in Taiwan. It will be recorded, and then it will be available here a week later with translation. So it will be English subtitled, and our master will lead us through all different stages of meditation. And the classes were divided into 2 classes. So there's one of them is a fundamental class that will be broadcast here every Wednesday starting on the March 13th. Okay, that's Wednesday. And then that is the fundamental teaching class. And we have the same fundamental teaching class try to serve people who cannot come on Wednesdays. That's Saturday morning, same here, location. And then Saturday afternoon, we have the proficiency class. That's an advanced class that will be serving people who already signed up for the first class, the fundamental class. And then after that, only for the US practitioners, at 4 o'clock on Saturday, we will have connection with our brother Miao-Ming. He will lead a Q&A session. So whatever the question that we have during those 2 classes can be raised, either in written form or oral form or the interactive form. He will be online and interacting with us between 4 and 6 o'clock. 4 and 6 o'clock on Saturday. So the class information, same thing, is available in the back. I encourage everyone to go to grab one, and if you want to sign up, right now is the right time. And Vicky will help you with the registration process. And that would be concluding our today's session. I want to really thank everyone's participation, also those who are online. Don't know who you are, but wish you have a really good weekend, and send to everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.